What do we have for next patch? Freak notes, Janna nerfs are planned 14.9. She's getting nerfed next patch. 2 reasons for the delay. First, we would have nerfed her a couple of patches ago, but we just went for after Zazak and Mandate, which are core to her most performant builds. Reddit likes to call these the Riot specials, so we didn't nerf her that patch. Then it was MSI patch, so we elected to wait 2 weeks because hey, maybe we see a Janna game at MSI, that'd be neat. Second, there are always champions that we know are OP but players don't. Pope is currently an extremely high performing support, but her peak rate is under 1%. One day players will learn and then will act. Maka was like this last year and then players caught on this for a while. Janna was in this state for a while. Well, listen. It's not that players don't know, right? If players were just listening to me, they would know. I've been complaining about Janna for God knows how many months. I'm glad, you know. Never too late, guys. It's never too late. Then we had a micro patch over the night. Graves got the reversion, like his passive got reverted from the buff. Base stats, attack speed growth increased. Skarner. Passive 7 to 12 magic to 7 to 10. Q will do 1% less Skarner bonus health. Q, this one, will also do 1% less Skarner bonus health. W will do 20 less damage at max rank. So basically W, max Skarner is most likely that, right? You kind of need to max Q no matter what. I think jungle Skarner is still OP. This is probably a bigger nerf to top lane Skarner, who is more reliant in some matchups to max W when you play against range champion, right? Overall, there's no way this is enough to bring Skarner in line. I think the champ is still probably overpowered. Okay, sure. Then we have next patch, Sunder Sky nerfs. So it took Riot God knows how long to nerf this item. Like, bruiser items in general are just giga overpowered, a lot of them. And some of them are way too weak. Like Dash Dance, for example. This item was like, I don't know, like, I wish they would... basically what I would like to do is, this item should not have an interaction where like the healing gets mega increased, such as like Aatrox passive, auto attack. Cooldown increased from 6 to 8. Yeah, that's a good nerf. This also because a lot of people are not playing Ingenious Hunter, good nerf. Heal bonus AD ratio reduced by 20. Heal health ratio reduced from 6 to 5%. Yeah, this is very good nerf. This is going to be impactful. Not bad. Skarner nerfs, so most of these nerfs are already on the micro patch, so they're irrelevant. Stara gauge nerfs coming in next patch. I also said that this item is overpowered. Cost reduced, increased from 3000 to 3100, and cooldown increased by 30. I mean, the item will still be good. Item will still be good. This is not that big of a nerf. People might overreact to this. This is not that big of a nerf. Item will still be good. Spirit Soldier nerf not only grants 1 stack per unique cast per second. I don't even know what champion gets nerfed here. Like, are we talking about Smolder? Are we talking about like Haycream? Like, who even gets impacted by this? I don't know. I guess every champion that like spams spells. Israel maybe? I don't know. Riven, I guess, with Q. I'm not sure if Spirit Soldier even needed a nerf. I'm kind of confused by this change. Malware Mortius is going to be heavily changed, and so cost increase from 300 more. Pickaxe Longsword replaced by Caulfield's Warhammer in recipe. So basically the build path is worse. Caulfield's Warhammer is a bad build path item. Shield duration increased from 2.5 to 3. Passive lifesteal reduced from 12 to 8. Ability haste increased from 0 to 15. Ammo reduced from 50 to 40. AD increased from 65 to 70. So basically the TLDR here is that this item is terrible now for ADCs. Why is it terrible for ADCs? It costs more, it gives you less MR, which is why you're buying the item. It gives you haste, which is not that impactful for ADCs, right? It is still probably okay on some like bruiserish champions, but overall, I don't know, I would probably call this a nerf to the item. Especially because of this. MR going from 50 to 40. You know what I mean? Dash Dance buff. So this item is horrendous. It is one of the worst items in the game with Storm Surge. Pickaxe added to recipe. AD increased from 55 to 60. Heal bonus AD ratio increased from 50 to 75. I still think this is not enough, but, you know, it's a buff. Item's not as bad anymore. It's a buff. So it's nice to see some item changes that are happening after MSI, especially OP shit like this. This is like, these are items that, like, for example, Camille abuses. Like, Thunder Sky, Camille abuse. Starax, Camille abuse. A lot of other champions are also doing the same. Alright, new PBE changes that got released. Urgot nerf. Armor got reduced from 5.45 to 5. Okay, I mean, this was obvious. Urgot is like Giga OP in like every low elo MMR. Got buffed individually a lot with like the items and stuff. Yeah, it's like a scaling nerf, because scaling nerfs are bigger nerfs to low MMR. Nothing really to say. I mean, Urgot will still be playable. Twitch changes. Base health reduced by 52. This is really good because Twitch has, for some reason, unholy base health by level 1. If he starts Doran's Blade, he legit has 800 health at level 1, more than any tank. Health growth increased from 100 to 104. Okay, so this is like compensation buff for late game. Base armor reduced from 27 to 25 and armor growth increased. Okay, this is good. Early game nerfs, late game buffs to Twitch. Gonna make, yeah, whatever. I mean, Twitch will still be fine. This does almost nothing. Talia nerf, Q bonus monster AP ratio reduced from 10 to 5%. Okay, Q mana cost increased from 55 to 75 to 65 to 85. Okay, I don't really see what this does to Talia at all. This is, I mean, mana cost nerf is bigger on mid. Q bonus monster AP ratio is bigger on jungle. I don't know, this nerfs both jungle and mid. I don't really see what this does. I think people will still play Talia. Pike nerf, W cooldown increased from 12 to 8 to 14 to 10. Okay, that's a pretty big nerf for... Pike is a really good champion, high elo only. W mana cost increased by 15. Okay, I mean, yeah, it is a nerf on W, especially the cooldown nerf. It's not as spammable, and this actually can sometimes kill Pike a little bit, and Pike needs to, like, be more careful about how he uses his W. That's pretty much it. Olaf nerf. X damage reduced by 5, Q bonus monster damage increased by another 5, and R bonus resist reduced by 10. So, trying to not nerf all of jungle is hard, but simultaneously nerfing all of top lane. Okay, fair enough. Nala changes, Q active AD ratio reduced by 10%, Q bonus damage per crit reduced, also Q bonus attack speed reduced. This is a low elo Nala nerf. Nala is like one of the best, Nala is pretty much the best ADC in the game. From elos to, from like iron to plat, so yeah. It's a low elo nerf. Mastery nerf, and it's a scaling nerf. Mastery nerf, E base damage reduced from 30 to 50 to 20 to 40. Okay, this is also the same. Mastery is a god tier jungler, or like, he just has a really high win rate at pretty much every elo. So they're just trying to like ship some win rate away here. This is actually pretty impactful in E though. 10 damage flat, loss on a champion that perma auto attacks and uses this ability in every trade and every all-in that he does. It's big. Especially because he builds Rage Blade too. Kassadin nerf. No surprise here. Kassadin is abusing Malignance and Seraph too much. I don't like what they're doing here. They're nerfing our AP ratio by a lot, so R is gonna lose a lot of damage, but I don't like this nerf. They should have went for Malignance nerf. Malignance is way too broken. Jinx change. R cooldown changed from 70 to 50 to 85 to 45. Again, Jinx one of the best ADCs in the game for solo queue. They're trying to nerf it by reducing... I think this is a good nerf, because Jinx R should not be this low amount of cooldown. For an ability that can do like 500 damage at level 6, this is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, it's a good nerf. Evelyn nerf. Another Evelyn nerf. I'm actually surprised they're nerfing Evelyn after they nerfed the Q last time. W slow reduced from 65 to 45. R AP ratio reduced by 10%. Wow. Wow, okay. I don't personally mind this because I think Evelyn is just a very giga-toxic champion to play against because of her stealth. Like, I'm kind of happy with this. Janna change, finally. W base damage reduced by 20, okay. So it nerfs W max. W damage AP reduced by 10, okay. E base shield increased by 20, okay. They're trying to make Janna less of a damage champion, more of a support champion. These are good changes. However, I would really love them to nerf the movement speed on W, because this champion is way too fast. Blitzcrank nerf, passive shield duration reduced from 10 to 4. What the fuck is that nerf? Okay. I mean, this is going to probably nerf Blitzcrank in low elo more than in high elo, because in high elo fights will happen fast. There's more burst and stuff, you know. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's a solo queue nerf. Blitzcrank is probably still fine. Velvet change, passive bonus attack speed per stack now scales from 1 to 13 to 1 to 17, still 20, okay? So it's a nerf. Q AD ratio reduced by 10 and Q monster damage increased. So, oh, okay. This is to not nerf Velvet's clear later in the game, I guess. Okay. This is a scaling nerfs to Velvet. Velvet is historically very good in low MMRs, but also pretty decent in high MMRs these days. Yeah. Again, winner ship from solo queue. Most of these changes that you're reading through so far are champions that are giga performant at solo queue, okay? And trust me when I say this, literally almost all champions that I've read so far are also on my Patreon tier list for a reason. Aurelion Soul nerf, EAP ratio per second reduced from 20% to 16%. This is not enough. This is not enough. This does nothing. E is like very little use for damage. They should have went for Q damage. This is a joke. Auction change. Okay, Drutet was crying about this. Let's see. Q non-champion with damage reduced from 40 to 90 to 40 to 80. Wow, okay, so this heavily nerfs his wave clear. At level 7 with Quiver, I think he one-shots the wave on Caster, or maybe level 9. This might change that. Q move speed reduced from 20, 40 to 20 flat. That is big. That is really big because sometimes this additional move speed that you get from hitting Q can make you just land more autos after on champions. R base damage per bullet increased by 5 to 15. Okay, R AD ratio per bullet increased from 10 to 15%. Okay, these are good auction changes. I think R buffing is fine because R has like a lot of counterplay, right? You can block it, you can stand behind towers, behind minions. This is probably a good change. I kind of like these changes. And then we have R bonus damage per missing 1% HP reduced from 3% to 2%. Okay, so the R is actually losing damage here. What? So if a person is low, R is not gonna... Good change out. His ult now can do more damage to fucking Crocs. He can't wave anymore. The Surfer range stuff. Alright, the salt is crazy. I mean, okay. R nerf, W base damage reduced from 50 to 150%. I can't read, bro. 5 damage on W. R cooldown also increased. Okay. Decent R changes. I like the way it's going. So why do I like this? Because W is an unskilled ability. It's not a skill shot. Q and ER, so it's good to nerf W. And I also think R cooldown being nerfed is good because R will always buy Malignance. And right now she cheats a lot of this ultimate cooldown. So I do like these changes. They're not big. R is still one of the best mids. She's just so giga OP ready for like 3 months plus in solo queue. Ever since she got the buffs. Alright, I mean, Riot is just doing basically... Okay, so what Riot is trying to do is they're balancing the game heavily around low elo, okay? Most of these changes are champions that are really OP at low elo. Some of them are also high elo, but yeah, they're basically trying to balance the game for majority of player base, and they're trying to shake up the meta and bring up some other champions, right? Because most of the champions that you're reading now have been good in solo queue for many, many months. And they didn't nerf them because of MSI. Now that this patch is going to be after MSI, they're immediately doing it to shake up the meta for solo queue. Most of the changes are fine, but some of them are questionable, like Kassadin, IMO. Yeah, that's it.